to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Ross is running late, so I've asked Pastor Moody to take the roll, please.
Why do we all have this?
Mrs. Slate,
Here.
Dr. Baker,
Oh, Dr. Baker ran the New York Marathon yesterday, and he is coming home.
Mr. LeGrand,
Yes.
Reverend Matias,
Here.
Pastor Moody, Mr. O'Connor,
Here.
Dr. Randalls,
Present.
Mr. Ross, President Fall.
Present. Thank you. Next on is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion for approving the agenda as written?
So moved.
Support for that? Support. So you have to get both that. Just check John and Mo for,
It's been moved
and supported. All in
Supported.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Next on our agenda are the celebrations.
Thank you, Dr. Fall. I would like to ask Rick Noel to come up front, please. We have a great celebration today. Anna's here.
Am I writing on anything?
Just put it right down. Agenda, put the item, agenda. Slide.
Good evening, Superintendent Neal, President Fall. This truly, and members of the board, it is a celebration tonight. I want you to imagine what it would be like if you went to a school that had all of the technology you could imagine, all of the resources, all of the professional development for teachers to utilize that technology in a real-world way in a classroom every single day. Just imagine what that would look like. Well, you're going to hear about that tonight from some friends that I've asked to come to the table today. I'm going to step outside so you can have this seat.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Anna Aliman Potman, and I'm the principal of Burton Elementary. And I have with me
Yvette, third grade.
And Jen Makowski, I'm a teacher at fifth grade level.
So, on the second to last day of school last year, I received a FedEx envelope on my desk, and it looked important. So I opened it up, and it was the application to apply for the Apple Connected grant. So I was walking it down to my third grade teacher, and I ran into Jen on the way down there, and I showed it to her, and I said, Jen, look at this. And she's like, I'll do it. I'm interested in doing this. So she wrote it. You know, she did all the research. She wrote it up. And then we met during the summer a couple of times to go over and revise it. And Craig Garib, our technology person, had a lot of feedback into it. And so we found out after like 3 or 4, so let's see. So then we wrote the letter of intent. We applied for the grant.
And waited.
And waited and waited. Yes, we waited. And then we got another call that they wanted pictures of the school and asked more in-depth questions. And then in September, they came to visit the school, and they did a 4-hour walkthrough with me, just looking, asking questions, look at the different things that we had. And then last Monday, I got a phone call that we had received the grant, the Apple Connected grant. So I ran immediately to Jen's classroom, and I'm like just bursting with energy because she was, she actually was pivotal in getting this, getting the grant. So I just have to give her kudos for it because she was the one that did a lot of the legwork, and I couldn't have done it without her. And so we found out that we'd gotten it, and that's our story. And Yvette, do you want to talk a little bit about how you think we're going to use the iPad?
For I can learn better math, social studies, and science. Excited?
So, Jen, did you want to say anything?
No, I mean, I'm just really excited about the opportunities this is going to bring for our students. And, Anna said it in one of the news interviews that it's a game changer for our kids. And so we're really blessed and thankful to Apple for offering this grant to us.
Good job. Good job. Congratulations. Thank you. Nice.
Ms. Makowski was also my son's 4th and 5th grade teacher. She rocks.
Yeah,
She really does.
I agree.
So, we actually have another celebration. This is a celebration that both the board and the cabinet would like to make on your behalf, Superintendent. Someone's won Superintendent of the Region here.
Thank you.
If I may, this is, many of you may have seen the news, but last week Teresa was named the Regional Superintendent of the Year by her colleagues here in the region under the umbrella of the Michigan Association of School Administrators. And she's now essentially a finalist for the State Superintendent of the Year. And so members of Cabinet, thank you. Mrs. Evans gets all the credit in the world. But she and the board members wanted to do our own celebration for you, because you probably wouldn't want us to celebrate you. Congratulations, much deserved.
Thank you. I actually thought, oh no, I dropped the ball on something because I only had one celebration.
We were plotting and scheming.
Yeah. You'll hear it on Thursday.
We're done,
you.
but I think you want us back up here.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, we still, first
We need
before-
2 more things to do.
We have 2 more
Oh,
things
sorry.
before you guys. That's why I'm
Sorry.
confused.
Sorry.
I'm
Come
like,
back.
sorry. I was like,
Right.
what? Oh, okay.
Nope, sorry.
2 more things.
Next on our agenda, we have our student representatives. At last board meeting, we welcome Mr. Atkins and Mr. Jefferson. Mr. Atkins, do you have something for the board this evening?
Yeah, first I would like to congratulate our regional superintendent of the year.
Thank you.
And
Good
then,
move.
Yeah, thanks. I want her to like me. And then I'd like to remind everybody, as was already mentioned, that tomorrow is election day, and there's a slew of different races going on for Senate, governor, and just everything, even down to the local level, and it's highly important that everybody goes out and votes.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you. Mr. Jefferson?
Hello? Can you hear me? All right. Just want to say I've been speaking to a lot of kids from Ottawa and Central about how they think the district's going, and I've been getting some really good feedback. And it was really exciting. I saw a superintendent at my school. I was representing Academy of Health Science and Technology at my school, in particular a class called EMT. It's a class to learn how to be an emergency medical technician, and it sets up a lot of great opportunities. And I got a chance to speak to superintendent, a lot of people, and some people on the board about that, and that was really cool. And yeah. Oh, also that I've been speaking with Mr. Gorman, and we're putting together the council, leadership council for everybody to interview for student representative positions next week. And so we're gonna start getting more opinions from different schools and everybody else that interview for our positions. So we're kind of getting it together.
Good.
That's fantastic.
Nice day.
Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Ross, do we have cards for public comment on agenda items?
Not unless Mr. Moody took them with him, no.
No, I threw them away.
Thank you, Mr. Moody, for coming forward. My apologies to everyone as well.
So next on the agenda is the Secretary's report. Mr. Ross?
No report other than a reminder about Election Day. You've already done that, so thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent's report. Now you can come back up.
First, I'd like to ask Sharon. Someone is going to introduce new employees, the new administrators. We started this in August. We wanted to at least share the names of the new administrators that we have. Come I have the names right here, Sharon. Mhm.
Get her glasses.
You should wear your glasses.
Gotta wear the glasses.
We would at least, the board asked us to at least have the information shared at a board meeting so the public will know which administrators have joined the team, so.
All right, thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Dr. Falk, board members. We have our K-8 middle schools, whose executive director is Dr. Bido Bahamonde Gano. We have Lemetria Edie, Rose Mahar, and Sinique Moody. Sinque Moody. Those are our three administrators, and Dr.
Might you want to come down and talk about Burton?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Lemetria Edie, she is the new principal at Burton Middle. She hails from Saginaw, Michigan. She was a assistant principal there, and I'm already seeing changes there. So we're gonna see many great things from Burton Middle. So I'd like to welcome her. Rose Maher, she is the assistant principal at Harrison K-8 school. You know her from being a teacher at Union, and I welcome her too. We welcome her too. She has done many great things in curriculum, and she's been a teacher, very successful teacher for many years here in Grand Rapids, and she is also bilingual. And Sinque Moody, he is a dean at MLK, and we welcome him also. I saw him last week, and he is up and running. He's doing very well. So, welcome the three employees. Welcome them to our team.
Good deal.
Good, thank you.
Great.
Thank you. And Dr. Fall, members of the board, I have one additional report that I would like to ask John and Callie to come up.
Madam Superintendent, Madam President, members of the board, it's our pleasure to be here. Kelly Zielbauer is the communications coordinator, my right hand, and someone who has been working very closely for the development of this campaign that really officially launches on November 5th. Thanks to your support and it's pending items that are on your consent agenda, we are making a pretty substantial investment in our retention recruitment campaign. Last year, and thanks to past support, we were able to really raise awareness and start to put dollars out there to really advocate for our schools and what are the different portfolio of school choices that are available, and really start to raise that awareness. This was information, we spent time with a focus group. There were how many people? 100 plus, 150 last winter. And that participated in focus groups around everything from neighborhood schools, theme schools, centers of innovation. And a lot of what we heard was, we just don't know what's what. There's been so many changes and churn for 20 years. What schools are open, what schools are not, which ones are theme, which ones are centers of innovation. What is the center of innovation? What is the theme school? And so we've really made a point to humanize it. And one of the things we heard most from those focus groups, and you're gonna see it embedded in some of the advertisements, is the parent to parent. That hearing from the voice of the parent, but then also the language and the messaging talks a lot about the hidden gems, and that there's these great choices that are available to parents. And one of the most dominant, when this was unprompted, we just simply asked a series of questions for the interviews. Every one of them talked about essentially their love of the city, their belief in the energy and momentum that's going around Grand Rapids Public Schools, that they did their homework, and after they actually visited the schools, they talked about this as the smart choice for their child. And so again, I think we're coming into time in history with Grand Rapids and the city, and everything's just really aligned. So let's start out. these are the billboards, and these are not just the 3. There's actually 7 different type billboards that are around the city. This starts to give you an idea of what we're talking about. One is Montessori, one's Gerald R. Ford Academic Center, one is Coit Creative Arts. The total 7 to start. Now remember, this is timed in a way where the emphasis early on is going to be on our themes and our COIs, Centers of Innovation, because we have an application window that opened on November 3rd, and closes at the end of February. So we're going to do really a big push for applications November through February. And then you will see a switch really start to happen in the early spring, and then throughout summer is where we shift to a more comprehensive all schools. You'll see the starting schools, at least with these, our TV ads, our radio, billboards, newsprint, social media, website. We have City, Southwest Community Campus, Coit, Frost, Ford, the new museum school, and Montessori. Videos that are starting to be developed right now are for the Challenge Scholar schools over on the west side, Congress, Sherwood Park, Innovation Central, University Prep, and then we're going to continue to do that. So those ads will actually come up into running in January. We're going to give you a taste test of the others, but the total campaign, it's comprehensive. You're going to see, these boards are up right now, I believe, and ads, the TV and cable ads will start November 5th, and they're going to run for 3 weeks. We are on Wood TV 8, WZZM, WXMI, the Family Channel, Lifetime, BET, Oxygen, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon. All of the demographics predominantly targeted toward the female in the household. That's who typically makes the choices. But we were very intentional in the videos of getting the whole family. So here's a couple teasers. Yep, let's plug that back in. These are 30-second TV ads.
We're fortunate in that we have resources. We can send her wherever we wanted, and we both have flexible work schedules, we have 2 vehicles. We could bring her somewhere else, but we choose GRPS because we believe in our nonprofit. You have to invest in the public schools in the city that you choose to live and raise your kids in, and that's our belief, our value, but at the same time, they're our babies, and we want good education for them. The Montessori model, we like that model, so it was kind of a win-win.
Now note what it's going to do is drive the viewer to the wearegr.com where there's a longer length video, and they're great. We could have ran the videos uncut. And then there's also a written story about each. We'll show you that in a second, but go ahead into the second one. We'll show off Teresa here a little bit. Nana.
I am a superintendent, the superintendent of the Grand Rapids Public Schools, but I'm Nana first. I am just plain old Nana to CJ. And so the decisions that I do make, CJ's I love Gerald R. Ford Academic Center. He's getting things that he's just never had before.
All right, go ahead and do the next one. We're playing off Teresa's star power on that. And the Nana thing just grabs at you. You gotta love it.
Of a school in the city, like this gem of a school that not everyone knows about. And a big part of that is because the teachers are, I think, so excellent. We love the arts focus. If I could choose a focus, it would be the arts. Because I think it is the most well-rounded education.
We're committed to the city, and this is one way that we want to be part of the city.
It's very, very important to us.
Wow. Like that. We'll show you one more. Then we got a few more things. We're almost done.
Really strongly believe that there's a lot of different choices that you can still live in the city and send your kids to a variety of different experiences in schools. And so Southwest was really consistent with our values of living in the city, and really our values around all kinds of things, social, environmental, even economic, diversity. I mean, it's great to live in a city where our kids can experience that.
All right, so,
Nice job.
yeah, and that's just a teaser. Remember, it's 30 seconds, there's longer, there'll be different ones. And we can alter these, we can always flex and change them as we need to. There's also a full series of radio ads. You can see behind you all of the stations that we're on. We are covering, and again, some of it, you'll see it like WYGR, that's more targeted African-American listeners. La Poderosa is one of basically two Hispanic. La Poderosa, that agreement is also on Interferencia. There are sister stations. And then you'll see several of these others, they kind of cover the gamut from light listening to hip-hop top 40 to WLHT and others. We want to hit that. Here's a sample. These are 60-second spots, so you're going to get a little bit longer taste.
Tom is a proud parent. And I heard about the GRPS public museum school. I was really excited. I think it's exciting because it provides my daughter with an opportunity of doing something unique. It allows me to support downtown and the city that I love. This type of new creation and innovation is one that is providing parents like me the ability to rethink and say, we should be investing in GRPS.
Learn more about the Grand Rapids Public Museum School and other exciting school choices at the Early Bird School Choice Expo on Thursday, November 20th from 4 to 7 p.m. at Gerald R. Ford Academic Center. There will be free dinner, bounce house, and kids' activities. Seats for theme schools and centers of innovation are limited, and applications are required. Act now and apply today at wearegr.com.
Nice.
Okay, let's keep going. So the TV ads you didn't see it on these versions, but they'll all have a tag now through November 20th promoting the expo. So all the ads will, and then those will come down. We'll still keep the ads. They just won't have that tag. The tag will switch to the January expo, and then come January, we'll switch it to the February 27th deadline. So there'll be a call to action. Go to wearegr.com. This is just a taste of the print ads, and we're in a number of different print publications. There's consistency through all of them. You can see that there's redundancy, and that's very intentional. And this is translated. You'll see it's in both English and Spanish. Keep going. And then here's the revamped wearegr.com. When we did the joint communications, we had a good website, but now we have got a much better, more user-friendly. And that's where you can click on each of these, see the video, and then the story. And actually, the stories are really worth reading. They're also, not all of them, but most of them are being published in the We Are GR newspaper that hits like now. So,
John, can they toggle languages?
Yep. And I think that's it.
Very nice.
We go live on Wednesday.
That's great.
Good job.
Very good. Nice.
Awesome.
Special hats off to Callie and our friends at GRCC. Absolutely. Noah, who's sitting in there. Noah! Give us a wave there, Noah. Poor Noah. Had to put up, it was a lot of interviews and a lot of editing, but anyway, that's it. Thank you.
Right.
3 takes with CJ.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. We have no action items, so do I have a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
So moved. Support.
All ready? Take the vote.
The support was Mr. LeGrand.
Yes.
Ms. Slade.
Yes.
Mr. LeGrand.
Yes. We already did that.
Consent agenda voting.
Consent agenda.
I'll vote twice, I don't care.
He did.
No, he was checking on whether you supported it when we were taking the.
Oh.
I was checking on the support of the motion.
Oh, I see.
Thank you for your willingness to vote twice, though.
Don't do that again.
Don't do it tomorrow. It's great.
No more.
Reverend Matias.
Yes.
Pastor Moody.
Yes.
Mr. O'Connor.
Yes.
Dr. Randalls.
Yes.
Mr. Ross, yes. President Fogg.
Yes.
Consent agenda passes 8-0.
Thank you. No discussion items, but I just want to acknowledge the students here in front of us. Are you,
Absolutely.
I'm wondering with this, are you from Cornerstone? Where? Cornerstone. And you're also serious with your Apple computers.
Right?
Are we that scintillating? Or, anyway, thank you. Welcome to the Board of Ed. Glad you're here. So, do we have any public comment?
There being none.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ross. Superintendent's comments.
I would like to remind everyone to vote tomorrow. You've heard it several times, but it's just really important that that we do our fair part, which is to vote. And then the second is, I'd like to welcome the visitors. I love to have young people come and learn about the process of education. So thank you for coming.
Ms. Slade?
No comment.
Mr. O'Connor?
I have actually a couple comments tonight. I have a question for Mr. Hemholt. How do you change your contact information? I think this is a relevant question. I have to change my contact information with the district. And is that easily done? For like snow days, we need to be notified, you know.
You contact the head secretary at the school. I mean, you know,
Great question.
and that's something that, yeah, you have to communicate. The school has to enter it in there, and they will then update it. And it happens typically pretty quickly. You can also always email communications@grps.org, and we'll route it to the right people.
Good.
But that's something, so in the We Are GR newspaper that's going out right now, a separate letter that we're working on to parents, actually, that's reminding about snow days, severe weather. There's a whole checklist that says, first bullet, check to make sure your contact information is updated. We're about to launch the text messaging system, so we have robocall and email ability. They'll have the ability to receive text message updates as well. So, but we need them to opt into it. So that's something that on the new contact form they'll be able to do. We also just, as part of our student retention recruitment campaign at parent-teacher conferences, the teachers were supposed to go through and say, is this your correct contact information? We're still getting that information back. That will take a little bit longer to process, but that's another way we're working to really update that. Last year we had our first snow day with no kids that actually showed up. And typically we'll close down the whole system and kids still show up for school, even after we've blanketed as far as we can. So,
but the principals are there when the students show up. Someone's there.
they are. They're always there. That's true.
Yes, sir, they're there. Thank you. I wanted to highlight that we were making Bullying Awareness and Prevention Week. It's very important that people are cognizant of that. High school level, middle school level. It's more subtle, but it's still there. It's very important to be aware of it. And important to vote on tomorrow.
That's right.
Thank you, Dr. Vandals. Mr. LeGrand?
No comment.
Reverend Matias?
Just to say that it's exciting to see that our teachers get involved, like in writing grants. That's such an important aspect of our education too, to know that not only do they teach, but they also have other skills that add to the benefits to our students. So that's great. Thank you.
Mr. Ross?
No comment. I guess other than obviously another encouragement to go and vote. Just some important things going on a lot of different levels. And if anybody wants my opinion afterward, feel free. I'll offer it outside. But no, congratulations to Teresa. And thank you, John, for the work you put in with the We Are GR. Just feels good to be a part of the GRPS family.
Good.
I ditto Mr. Ross.
Yeah, I ditto Mr. Ross too. Meeting adjourned.